Hi, thanks for joining me for Take 5, an executive summary of your Jewish week in memory of Drew Leban of blessed memory, Yaakov ben Feivel Moshe halevi. This week, starting on the 10th of July, includes Parshiot Matos Masei, and it is a continuation of the 3 weeks, the period of semi-mourning for the loss of our holy temple in Jerusalem and the bitterness of exile. This week, we will be reading 2 parshas, in Hebrew Parshiot. That's the plural of the word parsha, and it rhymes with pargiot, which are boneless chicken breasts in Hebrew. Those 2 parshas are Parshas Matos and Parshas Masei, and they are the penultimate and final parshas of the book of Numbers, otherwise known as bottom of the 4th. The parsha highlights for Parshas Matos are as follows. The parsha contains the laws of making, fulfilling, and annulling vows, as in Kol Nidre. It includes a retaliation against the Midianites who attacked us in last week's parsha, and it includes the laws of koshering vessels. For example, if a pot or pan from the kitchen got used inadvertently with non-kosher food, you could kosher it and then render it fit for kosher cooking in the future. If you have any practical questions, speak to the Scroll K, the local Vada Kashrus, the supervising agency, and you can look them up at scrollk.org. Parshas Matos, Parshas Masei highlights, the second of the 2 parshas, Parshas Masei, highlights include a recount of all the steps of the journey of the Jewish people from Egypt to Israel, which is usually chanted in a very sing-song fashion. It also includes a discussion of when the Jews will eventually enter the Promised Land, including defining the borders of the Promised Land and the process by which the land will be distributed amongst the 12 tribes. For you this week, we also have on this day in Jewish history, 77 years ago on Tuesday, the 23rd of Tammuz in 1946, predecessor to the IDF known as the Irgun, which was led by Menachem Begin, blew up the King David Hotel. The hotel was then being used as the British Mandate headquarters. And the bombing was in retaliation for the British Operation Agatha, which involved 15,000 British troops, and they arrested 2,700 Jews. The climate of tension between the Jews and the ruling British was a result of more than a decade of the British rolling back on the commitment they made in the Balfour Declaration to the fledgling Jewish state. Several warning calls were made to the inhabitants of the hotel before the bombing was done. This historic tidbit comes from my friend and colleague, Rabbi Pinchas Landis, whose new book, Today in Jewish History, is just about to go to print. And for the Parsha Riddle, this week we ask, for what type of person were sanctuary cities established in the Promised Land? Last week's riddle was, when would a Jewish summer camp light 4th of July fireworks? And the answer, obvious alert, on the 4th of July. Even though Jewish holidays begin at sundown on the previous evening, July 4th is not a Jewish holiday. Congratulations to Linda Weinstein and Elise Goldberg. Submit your answer to this week's riddle to me at rleban@theje.com, and you'll get a chance to win a gift certificate to the YTC bookstore at the Jewish Experience. Wishing you a happy, healthy, and a holy